What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now let's get into it. I want to touch on something that I spoke about before, which was basically about Mark Breland being fired from Team Wilder. Now, I spoke to some people that said, no, it's confirmed that Wilder has fired Mark Breland. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say in regards to this. We'll find out the more we hear about it, that if it's actually official, but I was told that, yeah, no, it's official. Okay. This is what I feel. Now, when you hear in the previous video me say, if Tyson Fury did it, yeah, he should be fired. He should be, he should be fined. He should be arrested. Yeah, because that would be you trying to take a man's life. And what I was speaking on, okay, that was like giving the benefit of a doubt. If he did it, yeah. If he did these things, yeah, he should be locked up. And what I'm basically more referring to more than anything else is the medal and the glove, which I know is bullshit as well, which I've stated. Okay. First off, it's only common sense. Okay, you only have common knowledge to something when you have common sense to something, right? I mean, common sense to something when you have common knowledge of something. Example, okay? My hands alone, okay? I don't have small hands. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but I don't have small hands. When I put my hands into a boxing glove with no wraps, anything, it goes in easier, but it's not like I can just slide it in and slide it out after and get it in, okay? When you wrap your hands and put the gauze and all that, it's that much harder. So, in boxing, we actually put Vaseline on the wraps, on the tape, so to slide in. Once you get it in, same thing. Anytime you watch boxing and you see them taking the gloves off, you always see the fighter like pulling and the guys are yanking it. That glove does not come off easy, okay? So, in common sense, what was Tyson Fury doing to get the glove? Was he doing this? He's standing in front of everybody pulling his glove off. So what are you saying? In between rounds he was doing this? Somehow, magically, he was doing it in the rounds? Or when? Okay. And I also have common sense to know, for your hand to be halfway in the glove, you have about this much of the glove that's still up here. Okay? My hand would have to be like this, and the top of the glove would have to be here. So I can punch you like that. That makes no sense, and I know that that's not happening. Now, this is what I think, okay? This is my opinion. This is what I strongly believe. I believe that deep down, Wilder knows himself the excuses that his fans are making are completely ridiculously stupid. He knows they're not going to be able to prove, they're not going to be able to debunk this Glovegate situation. He knows there's no fucking way that that's going to happen. So what he's doing, okay, is making his move silently. Mind you, he's not saying shit to the public. He's just making moves. So if he fired Mark Breland, in my opinion, it's because his ego, okay, his ego and his stupidity makes him feel as though it will be better for the public to believe that I got beat. Maybe he convinced himself to believe this. Who knows? Okay? But it would be better for the public to believe that I got beat simply because I was cheated. I was poisoned. I'm not going to be able to prove the Glovegate situation wrong. But at the same time, like, if he's asked about it, he'll probably say something like, hey, I don't know what he had in his glove. I don't know. You never know. You know? But I can tell you this, right? For him to make those claims that he's making about the 45-pound suit and had leg complications, there was never any detail about the leg complications. I already had leg complications coming in. So now he can say, I drank some water, you know, backstage, back in the dressing room or something or whatever. I feel weak. You know, I didn't feel strong. I didn't feel good going into the, you know, that's why I didn't know what was wrong with me. I said I looked like a zombie in there. You know, that wasn't me in there. I don't know what went wrong, what happened. So basically, that would make his fans feel good. See, I told you something was wrong. There's no way Fury could beat him. He said Fury had pillows for fists, right? So everything out of everything that's said, where they can't prove Fury wrong, Fury's not going to jail. And even if they want to try to have an investigation, there'll be no fucking investigation. And even if they try to pull it, he's saying that from what his team is saying, this will be after the third fight. So you're going to guarantee a win in the third fight, and then should you win the fight, then you're going to come out with all this information and get him out the sport, like the guy said. I forget the guy name that's in his team, on his team. But at the end of the day, see, words are forgotten. People remember what they want to remember. And he'll get through all the BS. And then I think he's going to get his ass kicked again, personally. And basically, regardless, even if he tried to come out, what evidence do you have? No, they'll have no evidence. And then what's going to end up happening is this guy, now if he tried to sue Fury, and let's just say a doctor did say he has a dent in his head and it had to come from an object, a metal object or something like that, not a normal fist or whatever. How can you prove that Fury did it? Like, when did it actually happen? When we see in the fight, I can see, like, with the camera zoomed in on his head, you can see like a little dent in his head. But was that before the fight? See, nobody's taking still photos of this and trying to investigate when he came in the ring. Was it like that already? Or what regardless. But for this man to have a metal object in his hand, how are you going to prove that he had a metal object in his hand? Somebody would have to come out and say, yeah, this is true. And it would have to be someone who wrapped his hands. And it would have to be, okay, but wasn't JD's right there? Yes. So what happened? They turned the camera off, and when JD's left, they hurried up and took the glove off and somehow put a metal object in his hand. Look, man, all of this stuff that they're saying is allegations, and they know that they're not going to be able to prove it. But you know what? I can always go back to, now I know why the 45-pound suit was so heavy, because I trained with a 45-pound vest on. So now I know why I felt so weak and this and that, because Mark Breland was an informant for the other team. He poisoned my water. Now, which one of the Durrell brothers, Anthony or Andre, one of them, whoever was there present saying, stop the fight, man. He don't need to take no more punishment, right? He called him an informant. Said that, remember, we was told that Mark Breland was crying backstage. Deontay went off on him, he's crying backstage, and then we found out that no, he wasn't getting fired. So now we come to the conclusion that he is. Now, see, let me just say this to y'all. Because all these channels that's talking about, yo, we for the black people. I'm for the brothers too. But I'm for good boxing. I'm for good fighters. But I'm in terms of how I know the oppression and all the bullshit that's done to us. So yeah, but that has nothing to do with this situation. And this is where I'm saying these people are just putting their feelings and excuses together and trying to make bullshit up. At the end of the day, let me explain this. Deontay Wilder got his ass kicked. And the only thing that he can say, that he can't even prove it. He can't even prove it, but Mark Breland can't sue him for being fired. And that's going to be his go-to card. He poisoned my water. And for all y'all talking that black, oh man, we for the black. Let me explain something to you about him. I said this in the previous video. Why every time Wilder does something stupid is for black people? He got famous for to this day. Radio Raheem is a reporter. He's asking the man questions. You're saying this, so I need you to specify. Not you say something and then I add on to what you're saying and make you a point. No, he's even if he agrees with him, right? His job is not to stay. That's not what this was about. This is strictly boxing, but you know, he turned it to something else. Then he goes and he comes out with this big doofy ass Darth Vader looking costume on and comes out saying, oh, this is for Black History Month, right? So much for the black, right? You get your ass kicked. You get your ass kicked, right? And then what do? You want to fire who? The black man that saved your goddamn life, right? Then turn around, oh, he's not being fired. Now you come out for Juneteenth, label your video what? A warrior in savage mode? So your gift to us was you going to twerk your bony ass for us. Like we really wanted to see that. And now all of a sudden, Mark Breland is getting fired. But not the white man that sat there and watched Tyson Fury's hands get wrapped, taped, and gloved, who sat there and approved those gloves that you got your ass kicked with. Why not him? Now, I'm just saying, everything's for the black, but the black one is the one you fired. You keep the white one. So don't tell me nothing about this is racist and the black people this and the black people that. No, you stupid motherfuckers that sitting up here agreeing with him firing Mark Breland. It's because you give a fuck about Wilder and you're looking at him in Fury. But between JD's and Mark Breland, right? If this is so much for the black, well, he saved your life. Oh, he the one spiked the water. Well, JD sat there and watched the gloves, the hand wrapping and the gloves put on, which is what your fanboy channels is out here pointing at more than anything. The spike water, all this is excuses that's added. But this glove gate, how many videos do you see about spike water? That's a part of a video. Everything is glove gate, glove gate, glove gate, glove gate. Who was the one responsible for approving those gloves, saying, yeah, okay, we have no problem with those gloves? Who sat there smiling, grinning, chilling, watching the hand wrapping process and the gloves put on? JD's. But you keep the white man and fire the black one, but yet you always black, 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 black. Now, I'm wrong for quoting him and saying what he said and what his actions are, and why y'all so busy making excuses for him, he's not speaking to the public. And somehow, who gets fired? Mark Breland. So he's going to stand by this whole water situation, because that's going to be the reason why he was a zombie in there. He was weak. He had no legs. And one thing about when you have no legs, it's not hard to get knocked down. So what happens? You're getting hit by a 273-pound man that you said had pillow fists, yet he's busting you up, but I was never hurting there. So I know I can take a hell of a punch. I have a jaw, bro. I know I have a chin. I would know the difference if I was getting hit with a fist versus a glove. An object versus just cushion. If you got elbow in a fight, now me personally, if you elbow me, I'm going to elbow you back. You headbutt me, I'm going to headbutt you back. That's me. Ref say something, you see what he's doing? He headbutt me. Every time he do it to me, I'm going to do it to him. Till you do your job, I'm not ref, come on. No, you want to make it a dirty street fight? We're going to make it a dirty street fight. That's just me personally. But at the same time, you think that if Deontay Wilder was getting hit with something that didn't feel right, that this motherfucker wouldn't say something to the referee, hey man, ref, he got something in his glove. Something is not. Ain't no, I don't want to hear that shit about when you're in the heat of the battle, you know, you don't notice no bullshit. 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 You notice the difference between getting hit with a baseball bat and a wiffle ball bat, right? You notice the difference. If that man felt something was wrong, you really think that he's that dumb? That he's that dumb? That dumb? I'm feeling these shots. Something ain't right, but I'm just not going to say nothing. Why? Because my pride, I don't want people to think that I'm hurt even though I am. So he said he was never hurt. At no point in time did Fury hurt him, but yet a metal object put it. Okay, so wait, you got a fractured skull. That shit didn't hurt either? And to be honest with you, all this glove gate shit is coming from the first fight, not even the second one. This is the crazy thing. Not even the second one, the first one. So which fight did he get the dent in his head? The first or the second fight? See, all these allegations, people want to make excuses and they want to try to prove that Fury did something wrong. But then at the same time, they're not trying to investigate. The same people are not trying to investigate the things that Wilder is saying. You see what I'm saying? If somebody went to jail for something they did back in the day, they did time, they whatever. Look at, Marvin Hagler went to jail. Bernard Hopkins went to jail. They didn't deserve a second chance. Some people get second, third, fourth chances in life sometimes. You got people grow up and go through a whole juvenile detention system and then go straight to jail. Come out of jail and change their life around. So if the case was, because they're saying Fury's a dirty fighter, he's a drug lord, he's this, he's that. Okay, so let's just say this, right? Let's say if he did do some dirt in the past. Look, we got dirty cops, we got dirty politicians, we got dirty boxing organizations. Hey, listen, man, I'm not ever going to say, oh, these people are above cheating. No. I just don't see any substantial evidence. That's what I've been saying from as far as me from day one. But what I'm saying, if you're going to bring up his past and say that's his present right now, that's who he is, right? Let's put shoe on the other foot and Deontay Wilder was being accused, right? That same evidence that y'all showing, you wouldn't believe that shit. You, man, nah, the gloves when they get worn and this, that, yada, yada, all of that. And y'all know it. Here's what I'm saying, right? You guys don't think you'd be saying, you think we don't know better that you would be saying, look, Deontay Wilder did some shit in the past. He turned his life around. He's boxing now. That's what he's doing. He's not out here doing these same things anymore. You can't hold that against him. And you'd be saying the same thing. Marvin Hagler went to jail. Bernard Hopkins went to jail. These guys are heroes. These guys had productive careers. You know, two of the greatest champions. You'd be saying things like that. And understand, don't try to pull that fucking Sambo shit with me like, oh, I'm taking, no. I'm saying, this is what you'd be saying. That's what you'd be saying. And you know what? I'd be agreeing with you. Like, yeah, that's true. But overall, all of us, I know if there was a rapist living on my street, okay, I know I wouldn't feel comfortable around him. Like, that might have been his past, but you never know. So, yeah, still be protective. But what I'm saying is, as long as time is going by, nothing's happening, yeah, just the fact that you know what a person did is sometimes, like, especially when you don't know a person, there's no conversation. But that person can come out and talk to you, man, in the past, I did stupid things, yada, yada, whatever, this, that, whatever. It takes time to smooth things out. But I'm saying nobody, you guys are not investigating anything about Wilder. Everything that he says and do, you want to prove it to be true. Because you want him to be the one on top in this situation. That's all I'm saying. So don't act like, oh, you like why is ESPN not investigating? Why is this not happening? Why is that not happening? Why is this not happening? Why are you guys taking everything that comes out of Team Wilder's mouth to face value? Why is nothing being investigated? Okay, well, how does he know that Mark Breland only see he spiked his water? I told you no. How do you know Mark Breland had anything to do with anything? How do you know that he had spiked water, period? Which one of us was backstage or on the ride home with him or whatever to know what he put in his system? I ate some chicken the other day. Okay? Some grilled chicken the other day, and it had my stomach all something. I had food poisoning. And I'm saying it had to come from that because looking at what I ate, which is my usual, that's where I'm assuming it came from. Okay? That's where I'm assuming it came from. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. What time did you have it? What time did, you know, nobody's investigating nothing about what Wilder's saying. All you guys are doing is saying, see, he said this, he said that. So it's true because he said it. So now, everything, the burden of proof is on Wilder's shoulders. And this is putting more pressure on him because he has to win his third fight. Him winning his third fight, he'd have to go in and destroy Fury. And people will say, see, now, he didn't cheat this time. He fought him straight up and he got knocked out. So basically, you want to say he cheated in the first fight as well, which is why he went 12 rounds. I mean, think about it. He get his ass kicked again. What is the excuse going to be now? Something was in the air. What's the excuse going to be? You're running out of excuses, and that's why it's easier to fire Mark Breland. Just like when you got a group of cowards, right? They won't fight nobody that they don't know, but they'll fight anybody in their little circle because they feel comfortable fighting that, you know. But they won't fight somebody outside, so it's easier to fire Mark Breland. And you can't prove him wrong. Now, he can sue for defamation of character. He could. But as far as them just firing him, no. No. See, so he don't have to prove that he spiked his water. And even if he had something in his system that, however, whenever, there's no proof of anything. All we hear, like I said, anything that comes from Team Wilder, everybody's that want to see Wilder win is, yup, see, we knew it. I told you something had to be wrong. Nothing is being questioned. Why did it take you this fucking long to even decide to fire Mark Breland? From day one, you said he was an informant. You said that they said that whichever Darrell brother it was an informant for the other team. And then he's talking about weeding out the snakes in the grass. I'm cutting the... So all this time he's been quiet. Well, if that's the case, his brother should have kept his mouth shut. His other team members or anybody else from his team should have kept their mouth shut. No, they're trying to drag Anthony Joshua into the situation. They're talking about everything that Wilder's not saying anything. But they're, well, what he's going to do is this and that. Well, if that's the case, nobody would be talking. This is all just speculation and nonsense. And like I said, words are forgotten through time. People will forget about this when he gets his ass dusted in the third fight, which I think he will. Okay? What's the excuse going to be? They're running out of excuses. But in the meantime, this gives people hope that want to see him win. And yes, he confirmed that he fired him because he spiked his water. I know something had to be wrong, you know. So why was he blinking his eyes and all that? Was that because of the mask? Was that because what went in his body wasn't right? Not one time in the corner did you hear him say, yo, I don't feel right. You heard Anthony Joshua when he was in the corner, right? Asking his cornerman, why do I feel like this? Like, you know what I mean? You didn't hear Deontay Wilder one time say, man, my legs feel weak. Hey, I don't know, I feel dizzy. Something ain't right. You didn't hear any of that. What are you going to say? No, because I didn't want them to stop the fight. He didn't fight like a man that was poisoned. He didn't look like somebody that was weak in the fight. Like, oh, no. No, he looked like basically people talk about after the very first punch, he got no bullshit. The first 2 rounds, he was all right. In fact, he landed his big right hand and did nothing. It's when he started getting popped and he basically was getting hit with flush punches. He don't have no fucking defense. He don't even know how to defend himself. You put pressure on Wilder and Kung Fu, he don't even know how to defend himself. So everything that was happening was because Fury fought different. Y'all, and even if Fury would have fought the same and was just more sharp, more accurate, you guys, but that's how you make it sound like it was the same fight. No, Fury brought it to him. And even the excuses they made about, look how big Fury is, then Fury had to balloon up in weight. Oh, so now his weight's a problem now. So what are you supposed to fight at a way to help Wilder's chances of winning better? Look, he has to win this third fight just to save face. Because after all these excuses, no, you still made a buffoon out yourself for all these excuses. You know, and then letting your fans go on making excuses for you. But I believe that's why he fired Mark Breland. To keep it in everybody's head that, yeah, I lost because I was betrayed and poisoned by my own team member. There's no way Fury could beat me fair and square. And that's what he wants people to believe. That's the direction that this is going as far as I'm concerned. Because they're not going to be able to prove, well, they're not proving shit now. And only people that's taking Wilder's side is Wilder fans. People who just being rational about shit and understand, look, there's no fucking way that Fury's hand, all this shit y'all talk, you guys are seeing this, saying this is his knuckles. No, you see the crease here, you see it even here. That man's hands was in the glove. And you guys are just making up stupid ass excuses. This ain't got shit to do with no black movement. This ain't got nothing to do with racism, none of that stupid shit. And understand, you got many black fighters, along with me saying the same thing. So for all the people saying, no, man, it looks suspect. Okay, you can ride with them. You can, if that makes you feel like it's some moral victory or because somebody's agreeing with you, that doesn't change anything. And they know there's no fucking way that there's going to be any turnover. He's not getting his belt back. The loss is not coming off his record. They know damn well. They know full damn well. They already know there's no way that they're going to be able to prove metal in the glove. The gloves are tampered with. None of that. They already know that. So the next best thing we have is my water was poisoned. And that's the one we're going to go with. And basically, I'm firing Mark Breland. And I'm firing him for that reason. And everything else that's speculated, even if he finally comes out and says he think that that's what happened, he believed that Fury had an object or whatever, he knows he can't prove it. So if he wins the fight and then say those things, it just make his fans feel like, see, I told you. No, you didn't tell us shit. It doesn't prove anything. That just means Fury got robbed out of the first fight. He clearly beat him in the second fight, and then Wilder finally won the third fight. If that was to happen, but I straight believe he's going to get beat up again. Because the man doesn't know how to defend himself. He still doesn't know how to throw punches properly. He's 35 now. And you think a 35-year-old guy is going to learn the basics and all that? No, he's busy twerking his ass. Have you seen any training videos? That doesn't mean he's not training at all. But even with all of what's going on, you guys think that he's coming up with some master plan and he's going to get the right trainer that's going to come in there. No, it wasn't. I don't care who comes in to train Wilder. If he does not have the confidence that he can apply these things that people are trying to teach him, Mark Breland could look. He doesn't, like Mark Breland said before, he doesn't listen to me. And Wilder seems to have that I'm the boss mentality. So if Wilder just wants a yes, man, yes, sir, yes, boss. What do you say, boss? Yeah, good work, boss. If that's what he wants, and he's going to have somebody in there just doing whatever he wants, and with his limited knowledge of boxing, then I mean, what's going to change? You're just going to get knocked out with a different cornerman. That's all. You get knocked out with a different trainer in your corner. That's all. You have to have confidence. I don't care what you show a person. You ever see somebody play basketball and they run to one side all the time? And the person realize, oh, he can go to his right, but not his left. And as soon as they pressure him to go to his left, he can't. And he winds up shooting before he's ready, or he gets stripped all the time. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. When you're not, I don't care. You can watch and study all you want. You have to have confidence. Okay? It's like driving a little Camaro and thinking you can drive an 18-wheeler because, yeah, I know how to drive, but I never drove an 18-wheeler. I know how to drive an automatic, but do I know how to drive a stick just because? No. You can drive, right? But you have to learn. But this is different when you get punched in your face, punched in your ribs, punches coming at you, at any second. You know what I mean? This is different. Let's not play stupid. We will see what he has left in the tank, but personally, I think he's going to get his ass kicked the third time. That's just personally what I think. And I think all this is bullshit just to make us all feel like he lost because he was cheated. And like I said, it's easier to just fire Mark Breland and put the blame on him as it is to prove any of this glove gate and all these other allegations and nonsense they're talking about. So bringing up, oh, Fury was on steroids and paid some farmer to shut up and all this other, nothing that they're saying had nothing to do with the Wilder fight. None of it. And like I said, I don't respect no fucking drug cheat. I don't respect the cheat, period. But at the end of the day, none of that is relevant. So he fired Mark Breland. And like I said, if that's the case, watch what happens in the future. So even if you want to waste his time trying to go to court, making a fool out of himself, trust me, none of that's going to be overturned. All's going to happen is this guy is doing this to save face. And the only thing that he can do is make excuses that his fans are going to believe. But in the court of law, nothing that these fucking guys are saying. I listen, out of all this information that they call him proof, if they went to court with this shit right now, they would not win. They would not win. So at the end of the day, Tyson Fury beat his ass. Him and his fans can't accept it. They make excuses. Mark Breland, you got the bullseye on your back. You know what? Let's get rid of this motherfucker. He poisoned my water. And they know J. Diaz didn't do it because he was back there watching the gloves or whatever. Whatever. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on this video, and I will catch y'all on the next one.